So Richard Branson is now considered a belonger, i.e. almost a born citizen of the BVI. If his income and wealth is factored into this equation, with the 31,742 people who live in the BVI who are also belongers, what does that do to the calculation? I venture that BVI may be classified as a country with the largest number of millionaires per capita.
This is a data-driven discussion, so we should ask ourselves, what is data telling us? And the data is telling us that despite all the findings that we gather on the vulnerability for the SIDS, that the mobilization of resources and the decisions related to the implementation of projects are not matching the data.
The MVI has brought us to a tipping point in development as we seek to seriously address the question of resilience for small island developing states.
What would it mean for finance to actually work? I think there are two dimensions we always need to keep in mind. One is that the flow of financing would achieve the goals that we have set.
We know that despite this vulnerability, SIDS only get 1 to 3% of DA every year. They only get 2% of access to climate finance, and only 1% of ODA goes to sustainable ocean economy.
The second way that finance works is that it produces just outcomes. That's the question of who pays for this investment.
Well, dear colleagues, now we have the methodology and we have the data. And I think that what is important now is to ask ourselves, what are we going to do now that we know that the MVI can work?
It's the time to introduce a new tool in the toolbox to assess how we can better serve the most vulnerable countries in the region.
In the OECD's review of the MVI, they note the high debt level of climate vulnerability SIDS and suggest debt for nature swaps as a potential solution. The MVI could also be used in debt restructuring negotiations to advocate for the necessary fiscal space to make climate adaptations investment.
The idea now is to look at where all of our clients fall on the MVI ranking to determine whether or not where they are currently positioned in the allocation is appropriate. And if it means that we need to move others from one category to another so that they can access this financing, then that's what we're going to be doing.
UNOPS is not an organization that provides finance. It's an organization that implements projects on behalf of our partners. At UNOPS, we will be testing. We will integrate the MVI on the assessment of projects, trying to use the MVI as a tool to inform project design and implementation of the projects.
So for the bank, this means looking at all of the projects that we finance and where the vulnerabilities are telling us the need is greatest.
The OECS, perhaps more than any other region, actually is a great representation of the challenges that are faced in the application of the MVI. A long view of history confirms that in every era, threats are an unavoidable condition of the journey. And in the evolution of human civilization, only transformational initiatives can provide the insulation and the lift power to rise above the clouds of recurrent adversity. And I want to deliberately end with the lyrics of Joe Cocker, Up Where We Belong, as a dedication to our SIDS leaders like Prime Minister Brown, and the people of our region who every day fight adversity, structural insensitivity in a world in which the arteries of human compassion are increasingly hardened. And the words of Joe Cocker says, who knows what tomorrow brings? In a world few hearts survive, all I know is the way I feel. When it's real, I keep it alive. The road is long, there are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us where we belong, where the eagles fly on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the wood below, up where the clear winds blow. Antigua and Barbuda, we hope that this SIDS form is the lift that we need to ride the clear winds. Thank you.
Thank you so much.